Welcome to another episode of Mere Finance. Today, finalizing second quarter of 2024 and the first half of 2024. We haven't been doing videos in the last 6 weeks, but we're back to our regular frequency. So don't forget to subscribe, and we're going to talk about liquefied natural gas. And it seems like the US will be the main player in the market in the next decade. So what is basically gas? So what are the uses and the forms? Compressed natural gas is basically methane stored under pressure and used for fuel for vehicles. So this is basically the one we go into different gas stations. You also have liquefied petroleum gas, which is a mix of propane and butane stored as a liquid for heating, cooking, and fuel. This is the one we usually go when we're doing a barbecue, if we have a gas power grill, or when you want to use it as a heating in your house or apartment. And then you have liquefied natural gas, and this is the methane cooled as liquid at very low temperatures. It's very easy to transport long distances and takes less space, and it's also used for fuel, heating, and those uses. So what are the advantages of LNG, liquefied natural gas? So it's an economically and environmentally friendly fossil fuel for medium and heavy duty vehicles, because it is nothing but natural gas, right, in all its forms. But we know natural gas is extremely hard to transport. You have to build pipelines, or you have to carry big trucks with a lot of safety measures. But no, instead, they cool it to approximately negative 162 Celsius degrees, or negative 260 Fahrenheit, and it is odorless, colorless, non-toxic, and non-corrosive, so you can store it for a long time. Doesn't take too much space. It's not producing of any kind of odors, or workers or people that are close to it don't get that effect. So it's extremely friendly to the environment and to the economy, and it's to the economy especially because it's easy to transport. And then once you transport it as liquid, then you can fill a bunch of it, so you're more efficient. And then once it reaches its destination, then it goes into a regasification plant, which is basically a plant where you just put the gas, the liquefied gas, and then just let it go back into your gaseous form. So it's the solution to a cleaner and more energy efficient planet, LNG. We'll see. I think there is a good proponent of this statement. The first one is that if you want to bet on batteries or solar or wind as the future energy source, you are in a big surprise because you haven't run the numbers. So building battery, for example, storage to provide 5 days of backup power is 141 times more expensive than using liquefied gas. So for example, we are going to see here that this is in a plant in Minnesota. This can be applied in any other places. The numbers are around 135 to 145 more expensive. So you have your storage capacity is the same in watts, megawatts, and the dollar per megawatt storage capacity, $2,339 for gas, $329,000 for the battery storage. So the total cost, $80,000. And in the other side, 11.2 million. That's also analyzing without all the implications of the costs that it requires to build the battery aspect. So, and you can see also the US is also going to, there is 133 projects you can see here for coal, not so many, but for gas, because planning US fuel capacity by regions in megawatts. This is growing and growing across the country, which this is good news because liquefied gas is affordable, it is a good source of energy, it is reliable, and along with that, it is odorless and it's easy to have control over it, so there is no explosions, there is nothing that really attacks the environment or consumption. Seems like some delusional people think that solar and battery will make up 80% of new power capacity in 2024. I don't know what the narrative is. You can see, for example, in December, solar in orange, batteries in yellow, and wind in green were the projects that were picking up the most. But all of that capacity won't even matter because natural gas is so much efficient to produce real watts instead of wasting everything. So the funny thing is, like, if you go solar or you use batteries, or you use winds, you need a lot of fossil fuels to mine all of the metals that compose all of those three industries or three energy sources, which ironically pollutes more than actually just getting natural gas. It's basically you are using energy intensive to try to generate energy while just picking up the energy intensive product like gas just to produce energy. It doesn't make sense. But the US, as you see, has grown in plants, and in 20 years wasn't even top 5, top 10 the most natural gas, liquefied natural gas exporters. You can see in 2006 they only had 2 milli tons per year, and Qatar has always been number 1. But recently, up to this year, the US took over it, 91 megatons per year, and Qatar is 3. So the projection, this is actually good for the US, because not only you are getting rich producing an affordable and good product, you are also securing energy independence in your own country. Although, of course, the Biden administration has been attacking the exports of liquefied natural gas, probably political retaliation against those southern states that produce this commodity. But this is actually really good because the projections in millions of tons per year is that Qatar by 2029 will reach 140, and the US will be close to 170, and Russia is aiming to 100. How do we quantify this? We quantify this by the amount of plants they're building and the amount of new equipment per year that they're taking. So it's a projection. So this is just a projection, but most likely the US will start opening that gap with Qatar and Australia as the biggest producer of liquefied natural gas, which is actually good. Now, we don't have the inventories, we don't have the statistics. We're going to talk about that in the next video, but we want to show the current state of liquefied natural gas and how the US is going to be a big player. So don't forget to subscribe, and thank you for watching.